that time of weekend. I'm Chef Nicolas, and let's just jump into it. This week was a very ambitious week. No surprise there. I actually threw in another dish because my clients want more variety. So this is gonna be a long one and integrating a new ingredient that I've never used before. Let's start with the lobster dish. Since it can be a little bit pricey, so this is a simple dish. So one of my friends showed me years ago that you can get snap peas and you could char them in a wok. So I took those same principles and applied it to peas. Since they're so sweet, I was able to char them and get them burnt because the bitterness is gonna balance out the sweetness of the peas. Well, of course, the smokiness is in there as well. So that's why I made charcoal pea puree. Without overcomplicating the dish, of course. I sauteed some onions and mustard greens and then got lobster and sous vide that with fir tips. And there you go. Dish. This one's gonna be a weird one. I haven't served my clients corned beef before, so I had to test it out because a lot of people don't like corned beef because the vinegar taste, because you know it's brined and marinated in vinegar for a while, and then that's what makes it that color. So I braised it with black bean paste and red miso paste with, of course, tomato paste as well to give that beefy flavor. So I kind of regretted this one a little bit. I got dried mushrooms and rehydrated them and then boiled them, and it had black trumpet mushrooms and all these other mushrooms in there. But here's the thing, I don't like rubbery taste mushrooms. That's why I like to saute them and roast them to give it that crispiness. And I don't like the chewy taste to it. You know, it's just that texture. I don't like that texture. And that's why I regret it. It's not that, it's just a lot of people like myself don't like that. So I naturally reduced that to pretty much nothing so I can get that flavor back in there. So which leads me to the new ingredient. I've never used yucca root before, until now. As I peeled the yucca root, which I could have just taken off a little bit and then peeled, but I didn't bother doing that, I just used my knife. I cut a little piece to taste it, and it's very, very starchy. And it had no flavor as well. So naturally I was like, okay, I'll just boil this and see what happens. So I started boiling it, and sure enough, I tasted then when it got soft, and it still didn't have any flavor. So I added something bold, licorice. Now here's the funny part. As I've dissolved the licorice and now it's time to blend this up, I added to my Vitamix. And what's funny, since it's so starchy, every time you turn on the blender, it was actually adding in more air and making it glossy. Well, not making it glossy, it was making it more fluffy. And I was like, oh, you're kidding me. So I had to water this down. So I took half of this, put it in another container, and used the other half and added more water to it, and then had to season it up again with salt and a little bit of maple syrup. And what I realized is it's actually similar to tapioca starch because it has that glossy look to it. Which leads me to this side note. I looked it up, and the yucca root is actually got no gluten in it. So for those people that can't have, you know, tapioca starch, which has gluten in it, you can replace it with yucca root, and there you go. It's problem solved. And you can have those glossy looks to your teriyaki sauces that you want. So there you go. Now this dish was finished with a braising liquid that was reduced to pretty much a gloss. And then I just plated that bad boy. Sauce, meat, and then boomba. So my clients really like that pomelo rind sauce. So this is literally the third time I've done this, but I had to change it up again. Just like before, I got the pomelo rind, boiled it, pureed it, then I actually added in the bananas to help with the bitterness, of course, and it gave it a little different, it's not texture, flavor. And I did that with chicken breast, since one of my clients doesn't like thighs, if you remember. So then I got acorn squash, roasted that beforehand, of course, cut it and sliced it and threw it in the oven, and then got asparagus and peeled them and turned it into kind of like a mini little salad thing going on, and added in some olive oil and salt and put that on the side onto the dish, which was lovely. And then just pulled out that baked chicken. Now for my last dish. Kombucha cucumber dressing. Sounds interesting, yes? The kombucha was reduced to pretty much nothing. Then I peeled off the cucumber of the rind, the green parts, because I didn't want that color in there. And then I pureed that into the Vitamix and turned it into a dressing. Now let's do the fast-paced dropping ingredients. Boiled red lentils. Pickled beet white eggs. Fennel. Cucumber. Not a bad looking salad, wouldn't you say? So you know the drill. I'm Chef Nicolas coming here. Don't forget to click that like button if you like this video. And if you want to follow us on our page, you can click that icon up there. It'll take us to, well, take you, not us, to the page. And then all you have to do is just go, click me, I'm in. I want to be part of your page. Why not, right? Come on. And of course, if you want to, you can simply follow my Instagram to follow my goofy self, of course. And as always, I will see you next week. Alright guys, you have a great week. Yeah, that was a little long, wasn't it? Very long dishes. Ambitious, I will say.